From the News Talk STL studios in St. Louis, it's the Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter. On tonight's episode, we get emotional over ESPN buying the NFL Network with Coach Tom, taking on the decline of education with Professor Jim, and the Right Mind studio band, Mitch Murphy and the Murphy Tones. Now putting the fun in your dysfunctional world, here's your host, Todd Showalter.
Hey, I just got to say something. Do not get too near me. Now, as you can tell, we are not in the studio today. We are in this giant, it's like a cavernous conference room once again. You are far apart from me. I am far apart from you, and you know the reason why, don't you? Because I have new tennis shoes, bright white tennis shoes, and I want to make sure nothing spills on these tennis shoes. I am the biggest slob when it comes to clothes, shoes, you name it, okay? And I just got these bright white Converse tennis shoes, and I'm doing everything I can to make sure that nothing spills on them or anybody spits on them or anything happens. So I'm just over here in the corner all by myself. That's probably why it sounds like I'm over in the corner all by myself, and I don't want anything to happen to my tennis shoes, at least for the next 2 minutes.
We call those the Chuck Taylors, and if anybody upchucks on them, it's going to... Are you serious? Are you serious with me right now? You don't know that the Converse All-Stars that you're wearing right now are called Chuck Taylors?
I did not know that. I know they say like All-Star or something like that on them. I mean, but no, who's Chuck Taylor? No idea.
He's the silhouette guy on the NBA logo, I think. But
yeah,
he may have been the first guy to ever wear them.
I don't care. Just don't spill anything on them. Do you mind? I'm way over. And if you notice, everything else is... I don't want to talk about this. I want to move on to something more serious.
Well, also, you're sitting across from me because
way over here.
You're about to go on vacation. We know every time you go on vacation, you get deathly ill. Well, you're looking at the Gulf of America from your beautiful timeshare, and you're just puking off the balcony, picking up $500 fines because you're not supposed to throw stuff off the balcony.
Well, that's just part of the fun. Hey, my neck hurts. Does it look like it hurts? I've been looking way... the televisions lately are... Why in the heck? You brought this up when I came in here, and we kind of like sympathized with one another. Why does everybody have to stick their dang television up so high on the wall now? You brought this up, and I had to like say, hey, I know exactly what you mean. And you even had a better little nugget to go with it. You said you hate it when people put their televisions over their fireplace mantle. And what did I do? I came running over to give you a big hug, but then I stopped because I thought I might get something on my shoes. I mean, what is so you have an issue like that like I do?
I hate TV too high. Actually, there's an entire subreddit on Reddit, and I'm looking at it now. 318,000 people care about photos of TVs that are too high. It just drives me nuts because I don't want my neck craned all the way up. I actually helped my girlfriend's sister move into her house last year.
Right.
And there was a mantle there. Oh, boy, people just automatically go, mantle, let's put a TV on there and make it too high. I don't know. And I tried to yell at her before the final furniture move had been done. And I said, please, let's at least test this out with the sectional that was L-shaped moved into the middle of the room.
Right.
And the TV at a normal height. And she said, nope. We're poor people, and we like our furniture up against the wall. Oh, poor people love having furniture up against the wall.
Well, that's the next thing you told me, because this just kind of like went on into a whole nother conversation. Because along with straining our necks over these televisions that are way too high, you told me that if your bed or any furniture that you own touches any part of the wall, you are a poor person, which means I'm in poverty. So you mean just because my bed touches a wall like 99.9% of everybody else in the world, that means that you're a poor person? Where did you pull this out of?
It's just a fact. If you look at a mansion, they're going to have a beautiful canopy bed with the see-through curtains all over the four-post bed in the middle of the room.
Really?
And then if you look at their living room mansion, there's also going to be the place where the couch is in the middle so that the surround sound speakers can be behind them. If you have your couch up against the wall, where are your surround sound speakers going to go?
Are you high? I've never heard of this before. You pull your furniture out into the middle of the room so you feel like you're not poor?
Well, I don't even have a house big enough to handle this. I am also poor, but yes, poor people put their furniture up against the wall.
Well, I guess we're all poor. Well, you're wearing your Stay Weird shirt. I really appreciate that because that came hot from the Studio Todd store that nobody goes to. So do you like that? Because, you know, there is free return after negative 4 days.
Actually, every time I wear the Stay Weird Todd Showalter official store t-shirt, I get lots of comment where people yell at me, stay weird. And I have to think, why are they saying? Oh, and then I have to remember it's on my shirt. I was just at the post office dropping off some eBay sales of the other gifts you've given me.
Yes.
And oh my goodness, the person working the counter yelled, "Stay weird" on the way out. And I thought, I'm never going to shop here again. I don't understand why they're so mean to me.
And you were there returning like something that I got you?
Are you familiar with the post office? I'm actually mailing things out that people have purchased from me on eBay.
Oh, yeah.
All the gifts. Like you gave me the movie trivia game and the mullet that's sewed inside the hat.
That went back.
All the seashells inside of a giant jar.
I get you a lot of nice gifts that I didn't know that just went straight back. Okay, well, I got bad news for you because I was going to talk about that too, but this makes it an even better story. That if you went to the post office to mail it, 90% chance they just threw it in the trash because nothing at the post office ever gets to where it's supposed to be anymore. I am getting this. Get this. I am still getting mail from last April. Now here we are in August, okay? And it just shows up. I mean, random stuff. I don't know who is running the post office now, whether they're blind, deaf, or all the above, but nothing gets to where it's supposed to go anymore. I told you about my taxes the one year. Now, I'm not going to bore you with that again. But 2 years ago, my taxes never showed up. I think they just threw them away. Who is running the Postal Service?
It does seem like maybe our senator of Missouri here, Josh Hawley, can only focus on one thing at a time. I think he was obsessed with the mail delivery for a second, and you got super excited. But now he's back on the Coldwater Creek radiation thing. I know. And I know that anyone who grew up in North County, like me and Tony Colombo, they're giving out $25,000 for anyone who has died from the Coldwater Creek contamination. But you have to die first. I know, but imagine how rich I'm going to be.
Once you're dead.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is they're going to mail you the check, and when they mail you the check, you will never get it. Not only because you're dead, but because they put it in the post office, through the post office, and that's just like throwing it away. So it's a big scam.
I got to see if there's a way I can have him deliver it, like you were going to say, to my door with the giant check. You're so right.
With a turtle.
Publishers Clearinghouse, Josh Hawley, right there. You just won $25,000. The heart attack kills me. And then I get an extra $25,000, I think.
Right.
There's like two different levels. If you are the spouse of someone who died from radiation poisoning, you get 50. Right. But if you're the son, you get 25. So if somehow I could jack up that number, double it up, I think it'd be better.
Couldn't you identify as both? Or are we not doing that anymore?
I could identify as my spouse, yeah.
Why not? I think you could have when Biden was in office. You could identify as anything then. Whew, boy, I tell you, a crazy world that we live in right now, isn't it? Donald Trump, though, by the way, he's saving the world. Did you watch any of
He's trying to help out with this whole mail situation so that there's less of them to worry about.
Exactly.
Canceling mail-in ballots for elections.
Well, and that's just it. If they cancel the mail-in ballots, how are all the dead people that vote for Democrats going to vote? I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. How can you how can a dead person do a mail-in ballot for the Democrats if they're not allowing mail-in voting anymore? It just won't work.
I think if you give them $50,000 each for being dead because of the radiation poisoning, they don't care who the president is. You can afford whatever price eggs are for at least a couple months.
That makes sense. Coldwater Creek, we're all over the board. You know, Coldwater Creek, I thought that was either an ice cream or a Hallmark special. I mean, it sounds like that, but it sounds like really, kind of like folksy and everything, but it's all related to death and radiation in North St. Louis. That's not very folksy.
Yeah, I got some burgers in Illinois from Lotta Creek. It's probably contaminated meat.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Lotta Wada? That's what they call it, like lot of water, and they just call it Lotta Wada?
It's just the name of a restaurant that's supposed to be slightly filthy, like Fuddruckers, maybe?
Fuddruckers.
Yeah.
Fuddruckers and Lotta Wada, huh?
It's in Fairview Heights. Beautiful steaks, very poisoned with radiation.
Well, speaking
Our signal doesn't go out to Illinois, so I can say whatever I want about them.
Where does the signal go? Because, I mean, I don't. You and I are the only one hearing this right now, aren't we?
It doesn't go to your parents' car radios, I know that.
I don't think so. Yeah, that's right. Speaking of radiation, since we're on this topic that I didn't know we'd get on, guess what happened to us over the weekend? And this, once again, is an honest-to-goodness true story. Well, first of all, we have Benny the dog. Benny the dog's over with us again because my son and his wife, they travel the world. It's nice if you can do it. But anyway, we're laying in bed. Benny's asleep. 3 a.m., my wife, she wakes me up, and I'm saying, no, I can't do it now. And she said, I'm just joking. That never happens. But she woke me up, and she said, there's something on the blind. Now, the room is dark, okay? I don't know how she saw it in the dark. And I'm thinking, I'm dreaming this. I don't know what's going on. We turn the lights on, and there's like a dark block on the blind in our bedroom. I look closer. It was a bat. A bat.
A bloodsucker.
I was like a bat. Oh, the story gets even crazier. So there's this bat, and I'm thinking, what in the hell? I mean, I just thought, and then I thought I was dreaming. So I say, go get me a Tupperware container, because I know how to. I do this with bugs. She kills all the bugs, and I save them. You put the Tupperware over it. I get a piece of cardboard, and I slide it, and I get it in the Tupperware bowl. So what she's doing, meanwhile, she disappears, and she's gone for 40 minutes, or it seemed like it, because she's going through every Tupperware bowl that she didn't want to get rid of. And she finally finds a Tupperware bowl. I get the bat in there, okay? So now it's in the Tupperware bowl. She says, put it outside. I don't think we can do this. I think we got to have it tested for rabies. The story gets better. Don't worry. So then I stuck it in the box, all right? It's in a Tupperware bowl in a box with a big rock on it. I called the wildlife place the next week. This is on Sunday morning, and they don't get up until 10 o'clock, I guess, because they sleep late like you do. Anyway, they said, well, you've got to call animal control because it may have rabies and it may have bitten you or scratched you in your sleep. Now, I got to tell you, a fly, breaks wind in my face. I know that. I mean, if a bat bit me or scratched me, I think I would have known. But to make a long story short, which I've not done a good at yet, I get a hold of animal control. And here's the thing. If you call animal control, speaking of Mark Harder, it's a county deal, okay, on a weekend, I don't think they want to do anything because they wouldn't come out to get the bat. I had to wait until 2 days later, and I've got the bat in the box. I'm trying to keep it alive. I'm doing everything I can because I'm a humanitarian, even if it's a bat. Here comes the ending. Don't worry. Finally, the animal control person shows up during dinner time, I may add, picks up the box that I've kept this bat alive, and she says, okay, we're going to take it to Jeff City to test it for rabies. And I said, I've kept it alive. I hope that's okay. No, we're going to have to kill it to test it for rabies. So all of this effort I went in to keep this little bat that scared the hell out of my wife and ruined our Tupperware is going to end up deed to make sure it doesn't have rabies. Was that a great or a boring story?
I want to remind you that you still haven't gotten your shots, and they're $800 each. And
get out of here.
You have to get one for the dog, too, now. So if you could just drop $1,600 real quick, that'd be all right.
I'll send it in the mail. Yeah, I'll send it in the mail, and that way it'll never get there.
Yeah, they have to scoop their brains out to test for rabies.
They scoop their brains out.
You should have just put them in the freezer.
Well, I guess I should have, but here I am. I'm trying to. I mean, I tried to make that story exciting, even though it was long. I mean, so if you want, if you listen to the show twice during the weekend, you don't have to listen to this part again. What do you got going on this weekend? Anything?
Going to a baptism on Sunday for the 20-day-old baby.
20? What? How many days?
I visited the baby on its 13th day birthday, and I guess I did some heathen stuff. So now they're getting it baptized to make sure it goes to heaven.
Now wait a minute.
And they didn't even ask me to be a godparent, so I don't know why I got to be there. But they know I'm heathen, so I guess I'm going to go for the food. Usually baptisms involve food. So Sunday, if you're listening to this, just know that I am not a brand new baby godparent.
Now, wait a minute. Back up the bus. That's my new thing. I say that. I don't know why. Maybe because school's back.
Spread back the cheeks. What'd you say?
I like that one, too.
Back up the butt.
Spread back the cheeks, my friend. That's my new thing. Thank you. That's going to get a lot of miles out of it. Hey, spread the cheeks and back it up. Okay. I like this. I'm really going to use this one. Now, you have to go to a baby's baptism that's only, 21 hours old or something?
Yeah, I don't think it's done any sinning yet.
No, and it's, okay, so you got to go to this thing, okay? And you're not in any way like anything official? I mean,
no.
Can't you get,
I'm not walking it down the aisle. I'm not putting a ring on its little baby toe. Nothing.
You know what this is, don't you? I'll tell you. I mean, just because you're my best friend, I want you to know. I mean, I'm just going to throw it out there. They want a gift. That's what it is. It's like a wedding, okay? You're like, why in the hell was I invited to this wedding? It's not because of you. It's because they want a gift. And this is just it. The baby doesn't care, but the parents want you to fork up the cash for a gift. That's what it is.
I'm going to look up good baptism gifts. I don't think it's a dress because they're already in a dress. Those long flowing ones that they just dunk in the water anyway and then throw it away.
Well, that's just it. I mean, I thought, do they take the baby and like just dunk it underwater? They just put a little water on their head? Because I've been to some of these, but I made sure that I was a godparent first, and then I never did anything.
I once went to a baptism for some other cousin's cousin, and the priest accidentally used peppermint water. I don't know how that happens, but they put the peppermint water in the cross signal on their forehead, and it dripped into the baby's eye, and it flipped out like the demons had gotten inside it during the baptism.
Wow. Really? Do you think the baby was possessed?
I'm going to be adamant. Don't use the spicy water. Don't use LaCroix. None of the bubble stuff. No, what's the Fireball? Don't use Fireball whiskey. None of that. Just regular old holy water.
Oh, holy water. I don't think they sell that in cans at Aldi.
There's a poor people thing that I do that I want to share a tip on. If you have Google Opinion Rewards, it's an app where if you just walk near businesses, they'll send you a survey for 12 or 13, 23 cents. It just depends on what the business is.
Right.
So every time I go into Aldi, they say, can you scan your receipt and show us what you bought? We'll give you 13 cents. And I do that, and that's fine.
13 cents?
But if I know consistently that there's a business that gives me 23 cents just for walking near it, I'll do it. So the Rawlings store over here at Westport Plaza, where we're located, every day on my way to work, I take a left. I drive next to the Rawlings store and then head into work, and then it sends me a survey for 23 cents. And I'm swimming in 23 cents.
Wait a minute. So you had to fill out these surveys for like a quarter?
Yeah,
so
and they say, what did you buy? And I say, I didn't even go in. And they give me 23 cents anyway.
On what? What does it go into your, so you gave them your account numbers or something like that so they could deposit a quarter? And so you have to fill, this is one of the silliest things you've taught. I love the whole, hey, give me the whole, spread the cheeks and back up. That was brilliant. Okay, but if you fill out a survey for a quarter, and you do this every time?
Every day, and then I can use that for digital nudie movies that are on the Google Play Store,
Really? They have digital nudie movies that you get for, well, hey, you know what? Maybe we should go to a break. What do you say? You having a good time so far?
Having a great time.
Mitch is going to do a special number. He won't tell us what it is, because I told him last week if he doesn't do anything, he's got the can. You know what that means? The axe or something like that.
Back those cheeks up. You're getting the can.
That's what I'm going to tell him. Hey, we're going to see that. We're not going to see that. We may hear it when we come back. In the meantime, I am Todd Showalter, along with my bestest buddy in the whole world, Joey V. This is The Right Mind Show. We'll be right back.
Coming up next on The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter, Professor Jim takes on the decline of education. Welcome back to The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter on News Talk STL. And now a man who had the furriest tassel at his high school's graduation ceremony, Todd Showalter.
Hey, we're back on Todd Showalter, along with my bestest buddy, Joey V. And on the line now is a frequent guest because he's got so much knowledge he brings to the table, Joey, and it's all about stuff that gets me mad, that DEI and education. School makes me mad anyway. But it's Professor Jim, who I may add is not just Professor Jim, but he's also a prolific author, writer. He writes columns now for a publication out in California. He's kind of like, blowing the lid off stuff. First of all, how are you, Professor Jim? And you got a little clip you want to start with today. What do you want to start with?
That's fine. You can start with that. But hey, Joey and Tom, it's good to hear from you guys.
Well, it's good to hear from you too. And so, I'm sorry about
Joey always gives me crap because he doesn't think my college is high profile enough to call me professor, and that's okay.
No, that's not. We had a little. We had a little conversation about that, and so we're going to call you doctor now. We're going to just say you have your doctorate. How's that sound? Does Dr. Jim sound better?
He calls me the head chef at McDonald's.
Well, that's only on Thursday though, when you get free McNuggets. Okay, but we're not going to talk about that. You're talking about all the. Let me preface this because you send me stuff quite often about all the crazy DEI crap that's going on in our educational system. And let me just say, a lot of people say, no, it's all blown out of proportion. That stuff doesn't happen. But you are actually in the trenches. You actually see this nonsense that's going on. How our students, our children, are being corrupted, mentally brainwashed, and you see it, and you're reporting on it now, and you sent me a little clip that, we're just going to play the clip right now.
I would not say they're influenced by white people, they're influenced by whiteness.
What does that mean?
Whiteness is an ideology, it's a culture, it's a value system. And what we need to do is we need to eliminate that value system.
You want to eliminate whiteness?
Whiteness, not white people, whiteness.
But how do you eliminate whiteness without eliminating white people?
What I want to do is to create an environment that is more collective, that is more value driven,
You're
and I
saying
think that flies an absolute oppositeness
Are
with
you
whiteness.
saying that white people are evil?
No.
They're
Not at
not
all.
evil?
Not at all.
But then if they're not evil, why would they treat another human being to a point that a man like you would want to eliminate whiteness?
We are all fallen people.
Wow. Okay. Now, that's a clip that you sent me, and I assume it ties in nicely with a bunch of the stuff that you're dealing with. Why don't you jump in here?
So that was the president of Sacramento State, which is one of the largest California state universities.
Right.
And so this is not someone inconsequential. This is someone who's very important in the system.
Right.
And it informs a lot of the culture of his university, but not only his, but really throughout the state. And this is not a California problem only. As educators, and I think we've let it slip before, I am an accounting professor, so that's my job.
Right.
And my area of academic interest, so in addition to our teaching duties and counseling, we're supposed to do research, and my area of research is on the economic value of degree programs. Are we teaching somebody something that's important?
Right. Right.
And
Which is good because I think that's a feasible study. I mean, the economic value, and you've written on it. Again, we'll talk about that in a little bit. You're writing columns now, which are great, by the way, about is this really, because I'm in the boat right now, my friend. I mean, you're paying these tuition dollars and you feel like you're investing in something that, somebody goes to college and when they get out, you've invested those tuition dollars, which are quite high now, by the way, so that when they get out, if they choose to work with somebody or do something that they now have value. Well, I got to tell you, I mean, I'm not sure if the universities are turning that out. I mean, but you're saying that they should be held accountable. Isn't that correct?
The whole premise of college is that there is something that you're buying. We are consumers who are paying for something, and this is not a private transaction, as you're aware. There's hundreds of billions of dollars, trillions of dollars of federal and state money that support higher education.
Right.
So you should be getting something, right? There should be some value to what's being taught. And the fact that schools are pushing that away, hands off, it's not really our problem, is what I like to study. And California State University of Sacramento is a perfect example. More than half of their degree programs are in unstructured knowledge, and that's the way higher ed speak, and not calling somebody poopy pants. We're trying, so structured knowledge versus non-structured knowledge. Structured knowledge is hard stuff: calculus, algebra,
right,
accounting,
right,
finance, engineering. What would not hard stuff is feelings and vibes, because everybody can do it, you don't really get better at it.
Sure.
It's now the flip side is that unfortunately the labor markets don't value unstructured knowledge either.
I want to jump really quick because we're running out of time here, because you recently, though, I mean, you branched out. You started writing articles, and do you want to mention the publication that you're writing for, or does you want to?
Oh, that's it. So let me tell you how academic writing goes.
Okay. Yeah.
When you publish in academic journals, everything you have to document everything, and there's very little of your words. It's more than half of your writing is citing other people.
Right.
So
sure.
you're not, ruffling anybody's feathers. Nobody reads this. Okay. Then there's the next level of writing that goes into policy journals. So Law and Liberty, Martin Center, things like that, where you get a little more leeway. You still have to ground it. You have to base everything on evidence, but you can start to highlight things. And then the final is writing for op-eds for publications like California Globe.
Right.
And there you can call people poopy pants if you want. That's perfectly fine.
Okay. That's good to know. But on a serious note, you're writing for this publication, and you're writing very in-depth, but what I like, common sense op-ed pieces that make a lot of sense. And hey, I'm proud of you, and I think you're doing a great job. I mean, is that something that are you doing this weekly now, or is this an ongoing thing, or because your pieces are great?
Oh, I've always had to do this. This is part of the professorship, as Joey likes to call it, where we have to spend time. A certain part of our time has to be in researching and publications.
Mm-hmm. Well, so do people know?
Yeah, you guys have to get your value. The taxpayers got to get their value.
Well, do people? Because I know, that's what we call you, Professor Jim. I mean, you put these out, and you're pretty much, I don't want to say biting the hand that feeds you, but you're really calling these people out. I mean, do they know it's you, and are you getting any feedback or pushback, I should say, for it?
No, nobody reads my stuff.
I read it.
There's so much out there.
Well, I read it.
Thank you. Joey didn't even read it. Come on,
Joey only reads it if it has pictures, okay? And that's why I draw cartoons to go with these things, okay? Any final thoughts you want to leave us with before you go back to surfing on the West Coast?
Yeah, for your listeners, to take care and make sure that their children get the very, very best education, structured knowledge is where it's at. So that means that make sure that your child takes algebra in 8th grade and they get through algebra 2 in high school as a minimum, and they should probably get through the first calculus or at least trigonometry in high school. Mm-hmm. And that's what you can do to future-proof them for education. And not everybody has to go to college, but if you want your child to go to college, they need to get math background in high school.
Sure. I think that's smart. That's smart. But I tell you, the irony of this whole thing and the fact that you're, a professor now and you're a big accountant and everything, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this story on the air or lately, but you and I in high school, her name was Miss Tompkins. I'll never forget her name. We took accounting together, and there was like a lunch break or something in the middle of the class. I remember you and I would ditch the class. Do you remember that? We would ditch the class. We wouldn't come back after, and out of somehow or another. I mean, you were obviously being like this was affecting you because you became an accountant. What did I do? I became a goofball that yells at you on a microphone. I mean, isn't that crazy?
We were not good students, were we? Then?
No, we weren't. But I tell you, I was proud, and I took it into life. You went the other way and turned things into an accounting career and everything. Wow.
It turns out I didn't have any talent, so I needed to do something for someone to give me a job.
Oh, you have a lot of talent. You know that. You taught me all these things. Oh, you. I'm not going to go into the pranks, but we'll do that on another show, okay?
All
right, buddy. It's always a pleasure and a thrill to have you on and really enjoy it. And again, keep those columns coming, please, because they really are good. And again, we'll do it again soon. But if you get any updates on some crazy stuff like they are, putting in a doctorate program for squirrel emotions, give me a call right away, okay?
We'll do it. It's good to hear from you guys.
All right. Take care, buddy. Professor Jim. Okay. What do you think of that, Joey? I tell you what, he does get me a little steam when it comes to this college situation. And let me say, I have nothing against colleges. I have nothing, and I think they're great if they turn out value and you're paying something, your kid's getting something. But again, you got these kids that are coming out now with just worthless drivel, and it just makes me want to say, spread your butt cheeks and back up, because that's all I'm going to say from now on.
When I went to college, I was first in high school. That's the way you got to do it.
Yeah.
And I was in a relationship with a girl in high school, and we decided, let's go to college together. Yeah. And then I missed out on all that tail.
So you have a valuable lesson here to share with everyone.
Don't take your high school girlfriend to college with you.
Because you won't get any tail, so save that for later. Coach Tom, in the flesh, on the mic, when we come back. In the meantime, I'm Todd Showalter, along with my bestest buddy, Joe A.B. This is The Right Mind Show. We'll be right back.
Coming up next on The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter, Coach Tom talks about how football snappers can make big money. Welcome back to The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter on News Talk STL. And now a man who was just drafted in the first round by the Minnesota Vikings to be their next male cheerleader, Todd Showalter.
And we're back on Todd Showalter, along my bestest buddy, Joe A.V., and here he is. He's sitting right across from me. Hopefully he doesn't touch my tennis shoes. I was mentioning, Coach Tom, that I got brand new tennis shoes yesterday, and you did too? Are you keeping people away? Because I don't want anybody to come near to. If they spill something on them, I'm just going to be just destroyed here. So you're the same way. Hey, enough of this tennis shoe talk. Yeah. Sitting here, Coach Tom, first of all, say hello.
Hey, hello, everybody.
We have missed you, by the way. Hey, Joey, have we not missed Coach Tom?
We talk about him every week, actually.
And we say, a lot of times...
Coming up next week, and then he never comes.
He doesn't come. And a lot of times people don't come back on the show, and we know why, okay? But with Coach Tom, we just had no idea. But let me just tell the story and a little preface, as they say. Okay. We were all excited to have him at the beginning of a certain professional football team here in St. Louis's debut, like I talked throughout the season. And he says, hey, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you can't. He says, nope, I cannot come on because I do not have permission from the professional football team that I am associated with. And, at first, I would have been offended or been hurt, but then I thought, well, no, everybody says that to me. How are you, and what's the poop on all this? You weren't allowed in here?
No, not at all. Hey, it's great to be back here.
What do you mean, not at all?
Well, here's the deal. I just got back from Texas. I was in Arlington, Texas.
Okay.
With the Battlehawks. So when the show was being taped,
yes,
we were out of practice.
Okay.
So that was a big deterrent there.
Oh, yeah.
Plus the fact that, I'm low enough on a totem pole. If the UFL and Battlehawks want somebody out there talking about them, they want, the coaches, the players and such. So I'm kind of low on the totem pole.
This sounds like you're not feeling. Do you need a little boost of confidence? Because we tell Joey, do we not? We say we put you at the top of the pyramid, okay? Because I cannot even tell you who the head coach is, but I know you're Coach Tom, all right? So that and you're on the radio right now with us, okay? And so is the head coach who I don't even know his name, is he sitting here with us right now?
Yeah.
No, he's
Good
not.
point.
Okay, so I'm going to build a little like self-esteem in you, Coach Tom. I'm going to be like the Vince Lombardi of like pep talks right now. You know what? You are special, and you'll stay special. That's Stuart Smalley. Okay, but hey, do you feel better?
I'm kind of tearing up a little bit. That was impressive.
I'm going to shut up and I'm going to let you talk. I'm going to let you talk. What have you been up to?
You know what? Like I said, I just got back from Arlington. I was in there since February,
right, with
Battlehawks, and had a great time being down there with those guys, and getting to play football every day, so to speak.
Sure.
But I got back and. I've done a couple of camps. Did a camp in Chicago.
Right.
I did a camp here in St. Louis, the long snapping.
And tell
stuff.
about that, because it's a long snapping camp. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's been going great. I mean, we've got a lot of kids. I just sent 6 high school seniors off to college.
Yeah.
As long snappers. Okay. And it's amazing. You were talking on the previous segment about college, and it's amazing what the colleges are giving these kids to snap a football upside down between their legs.
Oh, I know.
It's really that money wasn't there when I was in college.
Well, let's talk about that, because it's a whole different situation now, whether it's the NCAA or I don't know how it all works. But I mean, now they're able to pay the college athletes now. I mean, what does that do to football programs? I mean, because now isn't that going to kind of shift the dynamic? I mean, if I'm a University of Texas, like Arch Manning or something, if they're going to pay me millions of dollars to go to school here, some of the other schools, it's not even worth their time to look at them or go after these kids. I mean, how is that going to affect the talent pool and as far as spreading them around the country?
Oh, it's a mess, to be perfectly honest with you. From my opinion, it's a mess. And my 6 seniors that I sent to college, one's going to Missouri State, one's going to Missouri S&T, Grinnell, Truman, Westminster, Coe College in Iowa. They all are going to play. But it was a deal where, they kept coming to me and saying, Coach, it's getting late. Nobody's signing us yet, because they're looking at, 200 other guys in the portal that have college tape and have college experience. So the portal is messing things up. The whole NIL deal, man, I mean, it's gotten to a point where colleges are hiring general managers for their football programs.
And agents, too.
Agents are involved, yeah.
How is that going to work? I mean, because basically, hypothetically, if you're a star kid in college, and like whether you're a quarterback or whatever, I mean, you could be making as much money as some of the lower level guys in the pros.
Sometimes more.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, how does I mean, and how does I mean? I still understand. I understand as far as the NCAA just making so much money, and they do. But why couldn't you take this money and maybe invest it into the scholarships or do something like that was going to be more college oriented? Because if I'm a kid and I'm making, I don't know, like some of these kids, like millions of dollars to be on their team, a football team, I don't care about, you know, Professor Jim's course in college. I'm just going to be worrying about making sure that I'm in good enough shape for game day. I mean, is it even the collegiate situation anymore?
You know, in my opinion, what I think the NCAA did with this NIL deal is just basically open the barn door.
Right.
And whatever happens, happens. And I think they need to, and I wish I had a solution. I think they need to actually put some restrictions on it, put some rules to it, you know, because right now it's the wild, wild west. I mean, I've got a kid that was playing at a certain university. I'm not going to mention any places, but towards the end of the year, he gets a call from another team, another program. Right. And they offered double his money.
Yeah. Well, they poach. They poach.
They certainly do.
Yeah.
And he said no. He went back to his current school, and they said, well, we'll match that. And then come to find out, another school came in and offered him even more, and he went ahead and jumped.
Yeah, I think, and I've said this because you know, my son Blake. I mean, he's out southeast now, and you know, he's into sports. That's going to be his whole gig, and he's in sports media and stuff. And a few years ago, their basketball team was quite good, and they went to the NCAA tournament. Right after that, their star players were poached by bigger schools, and now their team isn't as good. I mean, they're coming back now, but I mean, if you got a school coming in and take it away, I think there ought to be some type of situation where if you're going to take a scholarship from us, okay, you are committed to play here for the duration of your college career. Otherwise, you owe us all that money back.
Oh, I agree.
I mean, but they're not. I mean, they're just taking it. And it ought to be the same with this. If we're going to offer you $1 million to come play quarterback at our school and you leave, well, then you owe us that money back. Are they doing that?
No. It's like I said, they're really, in my opinion, as far as what I know about the program, there aren't many rules. And getting back to the portal, you've got some kids are switching, you know, like they switch your socks.
Right.
You know, my girlfriend broke up with me. I'm going to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I, in my opinion, you get one transfer.
Yeah. Right.
Make it count.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I still think that, you know, the school that paid you all that money, if you're going to break the deal, I mean, ought to be the other school ought to pay them back like they do in the pros. I mean, you buy out somebody's contract. I mean, you got to pay that back.
Right. Well, you know, and turnabout's kind of fair play. And I'll give you a good example. I had a long snapper that was at and I won't name the college. He was at a college that really wasn't paying him a lot of money.
Right.
About $800 a year.
Yeah.
And all he did, and the excuse they gave him when they signed him, they said, look, you're an incoming freshman. Your grades aren't very good. You've never played it down at college football. Here's what we're going to give you. You earn the spot. We'll pay you. Mm-hmm. So he went 2 years. He snapped every single PAT, field goal, and punt in practice, on scout team, in games. He makes academic All-American. Mm-hmm. Okay. He leads the conference in tackles on special teams. Just an outstanding career, right?
Yeah.
So he calls me up. He says, Coach, he goes, they're still, you know, they're not giving me money. And he's going into his second year. He's going into spring football practice. I said, all right, here's what we do. Go through spring ball. When spring ball's over, you'll have your meeting with your position coach. Sit down with him. I said, type up a bulleted list of all the things that you've done that they asked you to do, that they said you didn't do before when you came in. I said, slide it across the desk and say, okay, how much would you guys pay for this guy? Mm-hmm. Don't put your name on it.
Yeah.
And he did exactly that. And they looked him in the eyes and said, hey, that's all great and we're proud of you, but we don't have any money. And I said, if that's the case, when you come out of the meeting, call me and we'll get you in the portal. Yeah. He got in the portal, and the last 3 years of his career, he made money.
Oh, yeah. So you're his agent now.
Well, I'm his mentor. I helped him through the process, but, you know, so it goes both ways. As the schools aren't, you know, they're as guilty as the players are.
Oh, sure.
And, you know, for him, I mean, heck, the place he ended up playing with beautiful facilities, they paid for everything.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. No, and and again, that goes with scholarships. And people say, well, the boosters were doing it all along, and that may be true, but at the same time, again, it just seems like the equity across the board for all, unless you're like a powerhouse school with a lot of money, you can't compete. I mean, it just doesn't seem like you're going to. That doesn't even matter what division or what conference you're in. I mean, the Bucks are going to win in the end.
They really are. And I'll go back. I had a buddy of mine played for University of Minnesota, and he was playing there when Lou Holtz was the coach.
Oh, yeah.
And this is before NIL and portal and all that stuff. And it's when, you got your payments under the table and things like that.
Yeah, right.
And there was an offensive lineman that was just screwing up over and over and over in practice. And Holtz was going nuts. Yeah. And finally he pulls the kid aside and he said, hey, son, he goes, when you were getting recruited out of high school, he said, did anybody come and offer you women or money or cars to play football? And he goes, oh, absolutely not, sir. And he goes, well, that says a little bit about your athletic ability, doesn't it? It's like,
okay.
Classic.
So, well, see, maybe this is your gig. I mean, maybe you ought to go out and not only be their agents, but they're like, you said, what'd you call yourself, the mentor?
I'm just a mentor for these guys.
An agent mentor. I don't know if those exist, but we'll get you a business card.
Yeah, and, being a long snapping coach, I mean, I had a guy contact me the other day, one of my seniors in college.
Right.
And he said, I want to see about going to the next level. What do we need to do? And I'll send him to some guys and we'll talk to some people and get him a pro day and get him a chance to show his stuff.
Sure.
It's tough because you have to have certain check boxes to get to the next level from college.
Right.
First off, you got to be 6 foot tall.
Right.
Which rules me out, obviously. But and you have to be a certain weight, and they're looking at, it's funny because anymore, college coaches call me all the time saying, hey, who do you got coming up? What are you looking at? And they used to ask me about their snap. They don't do that anymore. Mm-hmm. A couple reasons. Number one, if they're working with me, they know they can snap the ball.
Yeah.
But what they ask me about, their 40 time, their shuttle run, their L run, and then their grades.
Right.
They want somebody who's smart and can cover downfield.
Yeah, right.
They know that somebody's going to be able to snap the ball.
Well, yeah, and that's true, too, because especially when you get to a higher level, like the pros and things like that, if you're a total dunce and you can't learn the playbook, I mean, that's not going to do much good. Huh?
Yeah, it's pretty complex.
Well, Joey, have you had a good time today? Coach, have you had a good time? Anything you'd like to add?
I would love to.
Yes, jump on in here because this is going to be your time to shine.
Okay. I'm going to tell you, you probably knew this. I'm on the board for the National Football Foundation, College Football Hall of Fame here in St. Louis.
Okay.
It's the Tom Lombardo chapter of the National Football Foundation. And we have created a podcast for the foundation.
Oh, yeah.
It's called STL in the Huddle.
Okay.
And it's available on Spotify, Apple, iHeart. And we talk to different people around the game that have to do with the game. Some that don't even have to do the game, but just with sports. We had Mike Claiborne, the Cardinals announcer, on a couple weeks ago.
Right.
We had Ted Carter, the president of Ohio State, came on the show.
And this is your show? You're doing this?
I'm doing this with Sherry Farmer.
Okay.
Who's been on St. Louis radio for forever.
Legend.
Legend, absolutely.
Really?
Ken Leach, who's president of the National Football Foundation here in St. Louis.
Okay.
And for some reason, they put me on there.
Really? So you're doing, is this a weekly podcast?
It's a bi-weekly.
Okay.
So every other Friday, an episode will drop. We had one drop last Friday with Larry Kinbaum, who was the legendary coach at Wash U here in St. Louis, and coached with Woody Hayes at Ohio State. Great conversation. Talks a little bit about Woody and some of the things he used to do at Ohio State.
Yeah.
So,
and it's called STL in the Huddle.
STL in the Huddle.
Wow. Well, you're all up.
It's fun.
So I think you do need a break. So now you're a grandfather of 6 grandchildren. You're the Battlehawks coach. You're on a podcast now, and you're doing your snapping clinics. Mm-hmm. I mean, you just need a rest. I mean, you don't go home and because I know your wife, we went to high school together. She doesn't nag you to do chores because I'll tell you need some rest. If you need me to call her and say, hey, Teresa, this guy needs some rest.
Yeah. I'm gonna send you that number.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, you know what? And you do the same
can't do
for
chores.
Well, you do the same for me. Okay, and then we'll all go find a place to hide.
Exactly.
And then we won't come out until we hear spread the cheeks and back them up, because that's what Joey's going to yell. What do you say?
Actually, what we're going to need is a place to live. You and I, well, maybe we crash at Joey's place.
We could crash at his place.
Yeah.
He's got a party place. He has all kinds of toys and props. That's what we do the photo sessions with. He comes in with them. Don't you, buddy?
And the TV's at the perfect height. You're not going to be craning that neck.
Oh, yeah.
He's really big on that, because he thinks if the TV is too high, he's mentioned, he's walked by homes where he'll look in their window, and if their television is too high, hey, I hope they heard that. He lets them know.
Yeah, I mean, why put a TV on the mantle of the fireplace?
We were just talking about that.
Were you really?
We were just talking before you came in here. Are the guys the only guys that have a brain? I mean, you're right, because it's not normal guys always put the television where you can see it. If I want to put my head up, I'll be looking at birds, not like Matlock or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just and then if you've got a fire going,
it's like deja vu all over again.
He gets it.
There you go.
Oh, you get it. Well, you're a guy. This is a guy's guy kind of show, unless you're a girl, and then we're glad you're here. But, they probably, all the girls typically leave by this point, because I've offended them at this point.
That's all right.
That's all right. Well, you know what I always say, don't you? Mm-hmm. If you don't have a right mind, you don't have a mind at all. Until next time, I'm Todd Showalter, along with my bestest buddy, Joy Beebe, and my other bestest buddy, Coach Tom. We talked to Professor Jim today. Hello out there. And Mitch, once again, has done absolutely nothing. This is The Right Mind Show. Until next time, bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter. To find out about all things Todd, go to toddsprod.com. We will see you next Saturday night at 5 p.m. and Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. right here on 101.9, 94.1 News Talk STL, and always streaming online at newstalkstl.com.